Assalamualaikum. We go to chapter 6, that is leadership. We can find this chapter on page 137 in the textbook. Okay, what are the learning objectives for this chapter? So we are going to learn the main thing for this chapter is the theories of leadership. Okay, first thing we are going to define leadership, and then we will go straight away to the leadership theories, which are divided into four main theories. The first one is trait theory. Then we go to the behavioral theories, which include the Ohio State Studies, the Michigan Studies, and also the managerial grid. Then we move on to the contingency theories, which cover the path goal theory. And lastly is the contemporary theories, which include the leader-member exchange theory, theory Z, charismatic leadership theory, and also transformational and transactional leadership. Okay, now let's define leadership. So it is the process by which one individual influences others toward the achievement of goals. So leadership here means it is a process of influencing other people to listen to us. Proses untuk membuatkan proses untuk mempengaruhi seseorang ataupun orang lain untuk menurut arahan ataupun mengikut arahan kita. That is leadership. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, so these are the theories of leadership that we are going to cover: the early theories, contingency theories, as well as the contemporary theories. The first theory is called as trait theory. So trait here is defined over here. Okay, trait means sifat or character or personality. So what is said under this trait theory? So trait theory states that successful leaders differ from other people and possess certain core personality traits that contribute to their success. So effective leaders possess certain characteristics or traits that non-leaders do not have. And the assumption made by this theory is that leaders are born and not made. So it is very easy to understand trait theory. It says that people who are the leaders, they are actually born to be a leader because of they have certain characteristics or traits that other people do not have. So we classify that one person as a leader, if it is according to trait theory, just by looking at the traits of that person. So kalau kita tengok seseorang tu mempunyai ciri-ciri ataupun trait tertentu, so dengan hanya melihat kepada trait ni saja kita dah boleh kata dia ni seorang leader ataupun bukan leader. Okay, kita tengok trait sahaja. So that's why the assumption made over here is leaders are born and not made. Born here meaning that person whom we classify as a leader are born or is born with special characteristics in him or in her that makes him or her as a leader. Okay, so some people fall under this trait theory, but not everybody. So someone with only special characteristics or special traits only. So what are the traits? Okay, so according to trait theory, okay, this is based on research. People who have these traits, they are considered as a leader. So those who do not have these traits, they are considered as non-leaders. Non-leaders ni maksudnya bukan leader lah. Okay, so the first one is achievement drive. Drive ni adalah dorongan. Dorongan untuk mencapai sesuatu, that is achievement drive. So if that person has this achievement drive, so that person is a leader. And that person has another trait which we call as motivation to lead, or leadership motivation. Motivation to lead here means dia rasa ada semangat ataupun teruja untuk lead ataupun mengarah orang lain. Okay. Honesty and integrity, jujur dan amanah. Self-confidence, keyakinan diri. Intelligence or cognitive ability, ini kemahiran berfikir. Okay. Kebijaksanaan dan kemahiran berfikir. Okay. So if someone who is not intelligent or does not have cognitive ability, so that person is not considered as a leader according to trait theory. And another trait that a person should have in order to be classified as a leader under trait theory is job relevant knowledge. Job relevant knowledge here means pengetahuan dalam sesuatu bidang pekerjaan lah. Okay, so if you are an accountant, so you should have a knowledge in accounting, so that is called as job relevant knowledge. So that actually there are a lot more traits that fall under this trait theory. Okay, so you can search for the traits in the textbook, okay, as on page 140. So what can I say about this trait is that if a person has these traits, okay, ataupun banyak lagi according to the textbook, that person is a leader according to trait theory. And those who don't have these traits, that person is not a leader according to trait theory. So kalau you are born with these traits, then you are a leader as assumed by trait theory. Okay, now we go to the next theory of leadership, which we call as the behavioral theories. Okay, by the word behavioral, okay, it means that we are focusing on the behavior of a person in order to determine whether that person is a leader or not. So behavioral theory assumes that leadership capability can be learned rather than being inherent. Okay, leadership capability ni kebolehan untuk menjadi seseorang menjadi leader boleh dipelajari, can be learned, rather than being inherent. Inherent ni maksudnya diwarisi. Okay, maksudnya tak semestinya you ada bergantung pada ciri-ciri dalam diri kita. Tapi untuk menjadi seorang leader ni, behavioral theories dia kata seseorang tu boleh belajar untuk menjadi leader walaupun dia tak ada ciri-ciri yang special dalam diri dia. Okay, so behavioral theory says that effective leaders display different behaviors than non-leaders. So the main focus of behavioral theory is that leader ni akan menunjukkan behavior yang berbeza daripada non-leaders. So seorang yang menjadi leader ni, kita boleh tengok daripada behavior dia. Okay, dengan hanya melihat kepada behavior, that is tingkah laku, then we can actually determine whether that person is a leader or not. Okay, behavior ni cara dia bercakap, cara dia conduct meeting, cara dia approach people, that is called as behavior. Okay, so by looking at these behaviors, then we can already determine or conclude whether that person is a leader or not. Okay, the assumption made by this behavioral theory is leadership traits can be taught. Okay, leadership trait ni maksudnya ciri-ciri untuk menjadi seorang leader. Trait ni ciri-ciri untuk menjadi seorang leader, ciri-ciri dia boleh diajar. Maksudnya kalau kita tak dilahirkan dengan ciri-ciri yang special untuk jadi leader under trait theory, then behavioral theory allows us to be a leader provided that someone come and teach us the traits to be a leader. Okay, cara nak menjadi leader. So that's why this behavioral theory says that leaders are made and not born. So seseorang leader itu dibuat, bukannya dilahirkan. Dibuat tu maksudnya diajar lah, macam mana nak menjadi leader. So even though you do not have special characteristics in you to classify or to qualify you to be a good leader, but you still have a chance to be a leader under the behavioral theory. Okay, you panggil lah someone come and teach you how to be a good leader, then you are made to be a leader, even though you are not born, but you are made because you learn how to be a leader. Okay, there are three theories involved in the behavioral theories of leadership. The first one is the Ohio State Studies, second is the Michigan Studies, and the third one is the managerial grid. So these three theories are actually the theories that you have covered in your MGT 162. So for the first two theories, that will be your task in blended learning. So the explanation is only given on the managerial grid for the behavioral theories. Okay, so on the managerial grid, first you have to understand what is a grid. Grid here means a graph. Okay, so on a graph, definitely you can see two axes. Axis ni adalah paksi, so that is that are y-axis and also x-axis. So on y-axis, on these two axes, the two axes represent the behavioral dimensions of a leader. Okay, so y-axis represents the concern for people behavior, and x-axis concern for production behavior. So we are going to see the 5 leadership styles on this managerial grid that focus on the combinations of these two behavioral dimension. Okay, so that's why it says over here. Managerial grid shows 5 combinations of these dimensions as distinct leadership styles. So we can see 5 leadership styles on this managerial grid that combines these two behavioral dimension, the x-axis as well as the y-axis. Okay, so this is a complete view of the managerial grid. So as I said, a grid is a graph, so you can see that this is actually a graph. This is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Okay, so on these two axes are actually the behavioral dimensions. This x-axis represents the concern for production behavior of a leader, and this y-axis represents the concern for people behavior of a leader. And on this managerial grid, we can see 5 leadership styles. Okay, so the 5 leadership styles are actually the combination of these 2 behavioral dimensions. Okay, so we are going to start with the first one. Okay, the first one is here. At a coordinate of 1 and 1. Okay, what is meant by 1 and 1 over here? It represents the concern for people, concern for production and also concern for people. Okay, concern for production here means the behavior of a leader that concern more on task, leader yang lebih mementingkan kerja. And concern for people here means the behavior of a leader that concern more on employees, such as try to be nice, try to have good relationship with employees, and concern on the problems of employees. Okay, that is concern for people. So 1 and 1 combination here, the name for this leadership style is impoverished management. Okay, impoverished ni maksudnya poor, miskin. Okay, kenapa? Because it is at the combination of 1 and 1 over here. Okay, so how to explain this impoverished management? First, you have to mention the degree of strength, kekuatan setiap behavioral dimension. So for impoverished management, the leader here has a very low concern for production. Kenapa low? Sebab dia berada di number 1. Low concern for production maksudnya leader ni sangat kurang concern dia kepada task. And the leader also has a very low and little concern for people. Leader ni juga tidak mementingkan employees. Dia tak concern for employees. Okay, so that is a direct translation of impoverished management. So what will be the impact if the leader has low concern for production and low concern for people, or little concern? In the end, employees will not complete the task that is because of low concern for production, and the employees will have a very low job satisfaction. Kenapa? Leader ni sangat-sangat tidak concern kepada people, okay, or to the employees. So first, you explain the meaning of point 1 and 1 here directly from your grid, from the graph, and then later you explain the consequences of this leadership style. So because of low concern for these two, it leads to low production, or task cannot be completed, and low job satisfaction because of very little concern on people. Okay, then we go to the next leadership style on this grid, that is country club management. The coordinate is at 1, 9. 1 is for x-axis, that is concern for production, and 9 here is for y-axis, that is concern for people. Okay, so what is meant by this country club management style? It is a leadership style whereby the leader has a little concern for production, but a very high concern for people. Tengok 1 ni adalah untuk concern for production, very little concern, and 9 here is for concern for people, very high concern for employees or people. So if the leader has this style or has this leadership style, what will be the impact? The leader will show will have a very good relationship with the employees, always concerned on the employees' welfare and also problems, but the leader does not really concern on the task completion. So because of this kind of style, the consequences or the impact will be the task cannot be completed on time. Okay, so there will be low production and low productivity because of low concern on production over here. But the employees will be very very satisfied because the leader concern more on the employees. So itu adalah consequences of country club management. Okay, low production but high job satisfaction of the employees because leader concern more on the employees. Okay, now we go to the next or the third leadership style, that is middle of the road management. Okay, why is it called as middle of the road management? Because of it is in the middle of the graph. Okay, at point 5 and 5. This is the coordinate for middle of the road management. So what is meant by middle of the road management style? It is a style whereby the leader has a moderate, I use moderate, not low, not high, moderate concern on production and also moderate concern on people or the employees. Okay, leader ni concern dia kepada production ni moderate. So how to explain moderate? Moderate here is not so low and not so high. Maksudnya leader ni concern on task tapi not a maximum concern. Okay, mungkin leader ni when he gives the task to the employees, he asks the employees whether the employees can complete the task or not, but not following up, not ensuring whether the task is completed or not. Maybe that is called as the moderate concern. Okay, the leader also has a moderate concern on employees. Maksudnya dia concern on the employees but only moderate concern. So moderate here means maybe the leader is trying to have good relationship and try to concern on the welfare and problems of the employees, but not so high concern. Mungkin leader ni tanya employees ada masalah ke tak, but mungkin sekali dua and then not following up and not try to solve the employees problem until the end. Maybe that is called as moderate. So even though this style has an equal concern, the leader has equal concern in this style, it is not the best leadership style because concern tu hanyalah separuh jalan ataupun moderate sahaja. Okay, so what will be the consequences? Okay, the production is only moderate and the job satisfaction is only moderate as well, not high. Okay, for both behavioral dimension. Then we go to the fourth leadership style, that is task management. Okay, at a coordinate of 9 and 1. So 9 concern for production, x-axis over here, and 1 concern for the people or employees, or y-axis over here. Okay, so for task management leadership style, it is a style whereby the leader has a very high concern on production. Leader ni sangat-sangat concern on task. Dia bagi task kepada employee and keep following up and check whether employees complete on time or not. Very very concerned, but at the same time the leader does not really concern on employees, that is the people over here. Okay, the leader does not care about the welfare and also the problems of the employees in performing their tasks. So what will be the consequences? So in the end, tasks can be completed on time or the productivity will be very high, but the employees are not satisfied doing their job. Sebab apa? Sebab leader ni tak concern on their welfare and also their problems. So that is the impact on the impact of task management leadership style. And the last style in on the managerial grid is called as team management. The coordinate is 9 and 9. So this is a leadership style whereby the leader has a maximum or highest concern on the production, that is 9. And also the maximum and highest concern for people or the employees. Okay, 9 concern for x-axis and 9 concern for y-axis, the production and people. So the leader really concerns on the task completion, giving the task to the employees and keep checking and following up with the employees whether task can be completed or not. At the same time, the leader also concerned whether employees can perform the job, the employees have problems in performing the job or not, and the leaders have very good relationship with the employees. Okay, so what will be the consequences of team management style? Okay, the consequences will be tasks can be completed on time or the productivity will be very, very high, and at the same time, employees are satisfied in doing their job. Okay, so the conclusion for this managerial grade is that team management is the best leadership style because of it can increase the productivity and also it can increase job satisfaction of employees. So you have to remember that this is the conclusion that is the best leadership style in the managerial grade. Okay, this slide and the next slide are explaining the styles of leadership on the managerial grade that I have explained to you. Okay, so same goes to this slide here. So the 5 leadership styles are explained in these 2 slides. Okay, next we go to the next category of leadership theory, that is contingency theories. Okay, before we move on to the before I start explaining the theory that falls under contingency theory, you need to understand the meaning of contingency first. Contingency here means situational. Okay, contingency theories are the situational theories. It means that this theory says that leadership style is depending on situation. Okay, seseorang leader tu dia nak menunjukkan style yang bagus ataupun kaedah yang bagus dan cara nak memimpin pengikut dia ataupun employees dia, ianya bergantung kepada situation. So this contingency theory is that there is no one best style. Tak ada satu style pun yang terbaik because it depends on situation. Okay, so the only theory that falls under this contingency theory is the path goal theory. Okay, so what is said in this path goal theory? It is a theory that says that it is a leader's job to assist followers in attaining their goals and to provide the necessary direction and support. Okay, path goal theory here says that it is the leader's responsibility, adalah menjadi tanggungjawab leader's job untuk membantu follower here means the workers lah or the employees in attaining their goals. Adalah menjadi tanggungjawab leader untuk membantu ataupun memberi bimbingan kepada pekerja dia untuk mereka mencapai goal mereka. Goal employees lah. And to provide necessary direction and support. And the leader is also responsible to provide direction, membimbing, and also support to these employees in order to achieve their goal. Okay, so that's why it is called as path goal. Path ni adalah laluan ataupun jalan. Goal is the goal lah. So the leader provide the path, that is the jalan for the employees to achieve their goal. Okay, so this theory assumes that the leader style is flexible. Okay, teori ni menganggap bahawa leadership style ni, cara leader nak memimpin pekerja dia ni adalah flexible, sentiasa berubah-ubah, that is flexible, and can be changed, boleh ditukar to adapt to the situation. In other words, leader ni boleh sentiasa mengubah cara dia memimpin pekerja dia mengikut kepada situasi. So, the best leadership style is not fixed, it depends on the situation. So, tak ada istilah yang mengatakan satu-satu style ni adalah terbaik according to path goal theory. Okay, so the best leadership style ni adalah bergantung kepada situasi. Okay, so the leader must know what is the style to be used in each and every situation. Okay, this is the path goal framework. Okay, as you can see here, we have this part that is called as the leader behavior. Later I explain this. And this part, this portion, this is called as the contingency factors or the situational factors, meaning that the leader here will have to depend on this situational factors or contingency factors, which include the environmental contingency factors as well as the subordinate contingency factors. So if the leader selects or decides the right behavior according to this situation, then this will be the outcome of that leadership style. Okay, the outcome will be high performance of employees, and also employee will feel very satisfied in doing their job. Okay, so let's move on to see the meaning of this leader behavior in the next slide. Okay, path goal theory says that the leader has 4 options of behaviors. Leader ni mempunyai 4 jenis behavior ataupun style yang boleh digunakan dalam memimpin employees dia. So the styles are directive, supportive, participative, and also achievement oriented. So let's see one by one. Okay, directive here means the leader provides guidelines, lets employees know what is expected of them, schedules work to be done, and gives specific guidance as to how to accomplish tasks. Okay, so in easy words or in simple way to understand directive is that it is a style where the leader give guidelines to employees to perform the job, give clear instruction to the employees to do the job. Direct here means mengarah. Okay, so normally directive style here involves only one-way communication, where the leader tell employees what to do, instructs them what to do, and also give them guidelines, and also tell them when the job is supposed to be done and supposed to be completed and submitted. Okay, directive. Then the next leadership behavior or leadership style, behavior and style, they are the same. The next one is called as supportive. So what is meant by supportive? It is where the leader is friendly and show concern for the needs and welfare and also well-being of employees. So supportive style or supportive behavior is where the leader is having good relationship with employees, show a lot of concerns on employees' problems, and also concern about the employees' welfare. Okay, so in other words, leader ni sangat baiklah dengan employees dia, cuba nak memahami masalah employees and try to be nice to employees. So normally supportive style here involves two-way communication, where the leader communicate with the employees and employees share the problems with the leader. Okay, the next leadership behavior or leadership style is called as participative. It is a style where leader consults with employees and uses their suggestions before making a decision. The leader believes in group decision making. So participative style is where the leader asks the employees to give suggestions and ideas and make decision together with the employees. So leader ni minta employees bagi idea on certain matter, then they make decisions together. So that's why it is called as participative. Employees participate in decision making. And last one here is called as achievement oriented. It is where the leader sets challenging goals and expects employees to perform at their highest level. So achievement oriented style is where the leader will set goals that is very complicated and very challenging to the employees, and trust employees to perform the job in order to achieve this challenging goal by using their own ability. So leader ni letakkan goal yang challenging kepada employees and give freedom to the employees to use their ability and capability in performing their job. Okay, that is achievement oriented. Okay, so now which style is the best out of these 4? Okay, so according to the path goal theory, because it falls under the contingency theory that says that there is no one best style, so out of these 4 leadership styles, there is no one best leadership style. So the best leadership style here is depending on the situation. So what are the situation? As I mentioned just now, the environment situation, and also the subordinate situation. So I would prefer to give you an example on the subordinate situation. Okay, the example that I can give is, we are going to look at the experience and ability of the employees. So experience and ability ni adalah situation of the employees. Okay, so let's say one employee is working inside one organisation, and this employee has high experience. So experience ni adalah situational factor. So now the leader here is now looking at this employee and analyzing the situation of the employee with high experience. Now the leader will have to decide which one is the best leadership style out of these four. Okay, so dengan employee yang mempunyai experience yang sangat tinggi, okay, maybe the employee has been working for 15 to 20 years, so the employee has a lot of experience in doing the job. So should the leader use directive, supportive, participative, or achievement oriented? So in my opinion, this is the best style lah. So the leader should use this style because of it suits with the employee situation. Employee yang mempunyai experience yang banyak, dia ada knowledge yang banyak. So the leader can set the challenging goal to the employees and let the employee perform the job on his own. Sebab dia mempunyai pengalaman dan dia juga mempunyai pengetahuan yang luas untuk buat kerja dia. Rather than the leader use directive style. If the leader use directive style to this employee who has a lot of experience, the employee will not be satisfied sebab employee dah banyak pengetahuan, kenapa nak bagi arahan lagi? Okay, step number 1 you have to do this, step 2 you have to do this, this and that. Keep guiding the employee, so it does not suit with the employee situation. So in the end the employee will not be satisfied. So in that situation, with high experience, the leader should use achievement oriented style. Okay, in another situation, let's say the employee is very new. Okay, a new employee who have just graduated from diploma or degree, no experience yet. So that is the first job, let's say for this employee. So because of the employee has a very low experience and low knowledge, that is the situation of this employee. Now the leader can decide maybe directive is the best style rather than supportive, rather than participative, and also achievement oriented. Kenapa? Sebab itulah situasi employee yang sangat baru, yang tak ada pengetahuan, tak ada experience. Then the leader must guide the employees what to do, keep giving instructions, keep giving guidelines to the employees. Will the leader choose this style rather than achievement oriented or participative? Then in the end the employee will be very satisfied. So that is how path goal theory works. Now we go to the contemporary theories of leadership, which comprise of 4 sub-theories, which are leader-member exchange theory, theory Z, charismatic leadership theory, and also transformational and transactional leadership theories. So contemporary theories here mean the most recent theories applied in leadership. So out of these 4 contemporary theories, 2 theories will be explained to you: leader-member exchange theory and also charismatic leadership. And for the theory Z and also transformational and transactional leadership, it is for your blended learning. The first theory in the contemporary theories of leadership is leader-member exchange theory, or in short we call it as LMX. So it is a theory that focuses on the relationship that develops between managers and members of their teams. So in simple, LMX theory is where the leader or the manager who work with the workers, workers or the members here are the same, members and workers, they are the same. And the managers here are trying to come out, ataupun the leaders and the managers here are trying to develop the relationship with these employees or the workers or the members here. So in order to develop the relationship, so there are 3 stages involved, okay, which are role taking, role making, and routinization. So let's see what happens at each of the stage here. Okay, the first stage is called as role taking. It occurs when team members first join the group. Leaders assess new members' skills and abilities. Okay, role taking is a stage where the workers or the members, team members and the workers here, they are very new to the organization. They are very new to the group. They just joined the group. They just joined the organization. Okay, so workers ni baru sahaja mengenali leader. Same thing happens to the leader. Okay, leader pun baru sahaja mengenali dia punya group members ataupun dia punya workers ni. So what happens at this stage is where, because of both parties are new to each other, they don't know each other very well. What the leader will do is the leader will only observe these new employees or these new team members or group members. The leader will observe these workers or these members in terms of their skills and abilities. So sebab dia tak kenal lagi dia punya group member ataupun pekerja dia, leader ni hanya akan buat pemerhatian dulu. Pekerja yang ni tinggi skill ataupun rendah skill dia. In terms of abilities and experience also will be observed in this role taking stage. Okay, when it comes to stage number 2 or role making, now the team members start to work. These workers, they start to work with the leader or under the leader. Okay, so the leader now gets to know these employees better now. Leader tu dah dapat kenal pasti employee ni ada skill yang macam mana, abilities yang macam mana, experience yang macam mana, kebolehan yang macam mana. Okay, because of the observation that has been done in stage number 1 role taking tadi. Okay, so while the workers are working, the leaders will continue to make his observation and try to get the input in terms of skills and abilities. So due to this or the result of this observation, the leader tend to break these workers or these members into 2 groups. Leader ni selepas pemerhatian dia buat, dia akan ada kecenderungan untuk nak pecahkan group dia tadi. Let's say 20 workers just join the organisation. So these 20 workers work under this leader, and the leader is using this theory LMX in order to lead the employee. So what the leader will do is observe first. Then when it comes to role making stage, leader ni akan cuba pecahkan 20 employees tadi into 2 groups, which we call as the in group and also the out group. So some employees will go into the in group employees, they are called as the in group employees, and some other employees will fall under the out group, so they are called as the out group employees. Okay, so what will be the what will happen to these 2 groups? Okay, in group employees, normally they are loyal, they are trustworthy, and they are skilled workers. Okay, we can see from here that the leader pick some employees to be in the in group because of they have the skill. Okay, you can see from here. Okay, they are the skilled workers. Maksudnya leader ni dia pilih orang yang berkemahiran tinggi. Okay, from the observation in stage number 1 tadi, they will be preferred or they are more preferred by the leader. So these employees will go into the in group. Okay, and because of that, they are more trusted by the leader. So because of these employees, the in group employees, they are more trusted by the leader. So they will show their loyalty to the leader. So that's why they are more loyal. Okay, so because of this as well, they are trusted by the leader, and they have a very good relationship with the leader. Because of they are trusted, so they feel appreciated, and in the end they will have a very good relationship with the leader. So their relationship, we call it as the informal relationship. Okay, informal relationship with the leader, the in group. Kenapa informal? Informal is actually a relationship that is more casual. Okay, so these employees, in group employees, they can just have a very informal communication with the leader. They can share their hobbies, their interests and all with the leader. Okay, that's why they have a very close and informal relationship. So because of that, these in-group employees will gain a lot of benefits. Okay, so siapa yang berada dalam in-group ni yang dipilih oleh leader tadi, dia akan dapat banyak kelebihan lah. They are trusted, they get more attention, and in terms of promotion as well, and also career opportunities, they will get more. Okay, because of they are trusted by the leader. Okay, normally the leader choose the employees to be in the in group here based on the similar personalities. Okay, leader ni selalunya dia pilih employee yang berada dalam in group ni jenis yang macam mana? Employees yang selalunya mempunyai similar personalities. Okay, characteristics yang quite similar to the leader. If the leader is a hard working person, then this leader will choose employees who are hardworking as well to be in the in-group. If the leader has a good performance or high performer, the leader will choose employee who is also a high performer to be in the in-group. Okay, some leaders, they also choose the in-group employees based on the personal characteristics such as gender, hobbies. So this can also be the basis for the leader to choose whoever to be the in-group and also in the out-group. Okay, let's say the leader is a person who loves fishing. Then the leader will choose employees who love fishing to be in the in-group. So it depends on the leader what basis to be used in order to pick or to choose the employees to be categorized as the in-group and also out-group. Okay, as what we can see over here, ini pun boleh dijadikan faktor yang digunakan ataupun penyebab faktor. Okay, the basis lah for the leader to choose the employee. Anyone who has high skill, anyone who has low skill to go into the in-group and also the out-group. Okay, so just remember, in-group employees will have a lot of benefits and they have informal relationship. Then what about the out-group? Okay, out-group is what we can say as they are not actually the preferred employees. Okay, they only bukanlah employees yang di prefer, tidak di tak prefer lah. Leader tak prefer they all. Because of maybe they don't have similar characteristics and personalities with the leader, and maybe they don't perform very well as expected by the leader. So when they fall in the out group, so normally they don't get trust from the leader. Okay, they betray the trust of the leader. Leader tak percaya orang macam ni. Mungkin something happen during when they work together. Something happened between the employees with the leader, so the leader do not trust the employees, so that's why these employees will go into the out group. Okay, so normally the leader will not give challenging job to these out group people compared to the in group tadi. The leader will give them challenging job in order for them to gain more experience. So because of that, they don't receive opportunities for growth. Sebabkan tak dibagi challenging job, so the out group people ni normally they don't get any opportunities for their career advancement. So they get stuck lah at that stage or at that position. Okay, so what will be the relationship between the out group with the leader? So these people or these out group employees, they will have a formal relationship. So what is formal relationship? They only have a relationship that is restricted to work relationship only. Okay, hubungan yang hanya yang tak lebih daripada hubungan berkisarkan ataupun berasaskan kerja. Okay, when they talk to the leader or when the leader to communicate with them, they only communicate about the task only. Okay, compared to the in-group employees, they can talk and communicate about anything. That's why the relationship is called as informal relationship. Okay, and the last stage here is called as routinization. It refers to the routines between the leaders and team members are established. Okay, routine ni adalah kebiasaan lah. So because of in stage number 2 just now, role making, the leader has divided the employees or the team members into 2 groups, the in groups and out groups. So now these in groups and out groups will continue with their work lah as treated by the leader. So in group dengan out group ni, dia orang ni akan develop 2 jenis nature dalam pekerjaan. In group, because of they are trusted by the leader, so they will work hard to maintain the good opinion of the leader. So this will be their routine. In group ni sebab dia dapat kepercayaan daripada leader, so dia akan continue lah untuk tunjukkan prestasi kerja yang bagus because dia nak maintain the very good expectation or very good impression of the leader towards them. Okay, but for the out group, because of they are not preferred by the leader, they don't get all the benefits that the in group employees get. So their routine will be they will start to dislike and distrust the leader. So dia akan develop rasa tak suka dan benci kepada leader. Okay, so last kali maybe the out group ni akan cuba nak tukar department or maybe they will start over meaning that they will try to go to other organization and they will start as a new employee. Okay, so there are two terms that you need to know in this routinization that reflects or that are reflected in this in-group and out-group. First one is called it is about the contractual exchange. Okay, non-contractual exchange and also contractual exchange. So what are the meaning of these two? Okay, the in-group members or in-group employees, they will show non-contractual exchange with the leader. Okay, non-contractual exchange here is actually the contribution made by the in-group employees. Okay, the contribution which is beyond what is expected from them. So non-contractual exchange ni adalah satu apa yang diberikan oleh in-group employees ni kepada leader dia, yang mana apa yang diberikan ni what we call as contribution ni, it is beyond what they are supposed to do or what they have to do, because of they are trusted by the leader, so they are willing to give more to the leader. That is called as non-contractual. Kenapa non-contractual? Because of it is beyond what is written in the contract. Katalah in the employment contract they are hired as an executive, so because of they are selected by the leader to be in the in-group, so they are trusted more by the leader, so they are willing to give more than what an executive is supposed to do. So dia sanggup lah bekerja, katalah leader tu panggil dia masuk kerja or during the weekend, they are willing to do that. So that is called as the non-contractual exchange. That is the contribution that is beyond what is expected from them. Whereas the out-group employees, because of they are not preferred by the leaders, they are not trusted by the leader, so because of this they will only show contractual exchange. Contractual exchange maksudnya they only give and contribute whatever what is expected from them. So dia hanya bagi ataupun dia hanya bekerja mengikut apa yang dikehendaki sajalah. If they are hired as an executive, so they just work as an executive, nothing more. Okay, takkan ada lebih contribution yang dia beri. So it is about the contribution. Is it beyond what is expected, or is it just like as expected? So that is contractual and non-contractual exchange. Okay, so charismatic, charisma. Okay, charismatic, you have to understand charismatic first. Okay, a charismatic leader is a person who has extraordinary leadership abilities. So charismatic itu bermaksud extraordinary abilities. Okay, seseorang yang mempunyai keupayaan memimpin yang extraordinary. Extraordinary ni yang luar biasa. Okay, so not everybody is categorized or is considered as a charismatic leader. Orang yang mempunyai ciri-ciri yang luar biasa sahaja yang dikategorikan sebagai charismatic leader. Okay, so what are the characteristics of a charismatic leader? So ciri-ciri yang macam mana yang kita katakan luar biasa tu, to consider that person as a charismatic leader. Okay, so there are 5 characteristics altogether to be a charismatic leader or to be considered as a charismatic leader. Okay, the first one is the person has a clear vision and articulation. So seseorang yang mempunyai vision yang sangat clear. Vision here means VC. VC is a goal that is to be achieved in a very long future. Okay, satu matlamat yang hendak dicapai dalam jangka masa yang sangat panjang. That is called as vision. Okay, so Tun Dr. Mahathir, let's say last time when he was the Prime Minister, the 4th Prime Minister, he had a vision. In year 2020 he wanted to achieve something, Wawasan 2020. So that is called as he had a vision that time. Okay, he came out with that vision in the year 1980s to be achieved in the year 2020. So that is called as a vision, that is a goal to be achieved long in the future. And articulation here means keep expressing to achieve that. So articulation ni, leader ni dia ada vision dia dan dia sentiasa express maksudnya sentiasa mengungkapkan yang dia nak capai dia punya vision ni. Okay, then the second characteristic is willing to take personal risk. Okay, willing to take personal risk, it is a person who is willing to do anything for the followers. Dia ni adalah seorang yang tidak peduli dengan ancaman dan ugutan, and dia sanggup mengambil segala jenis risiko, including personal risk. Personal risk meaning that he doesn't care if other people come and attack him personally for what he is doing. Okay, Tun Dr. Mahathir, he just said whatever he wanted to say. Okay, dia tak setuju dengan Amerika Syarikat, USA. So he just said it out loud that he disagree with what was done by USA. So he was willing to take personal risk. He didn't care what will happen to him, to his family, as long as he can express or he can say his view, his opinion. Okay, whatever he think is wrong, he will just say it. That is, he doesn't care what will happen to him personally. Okay, so what we have nowadays, the leaders or managers that we have nowadays, they are not willing to take personal risk. Maksudnya dia orang ni, kalau dia cakap apa, dia buat apa, dia fikirkan periuk nasi dia dulu. Dia fikirkan keselamatan diri dia dulu. So dia tak sanggup nak melakukan segala benda lah, sebab dia takut diri dia terancam. So that is not called as a charismatic leader. Okay, so it is so hard to find a person who is willing to take personal risk. Then another characteristic is sensitivity to followers' need. Followers here means the employees lah. Charismatic leader ni adalah seorang yang sangat sensitif dan mengambil berat tentang keperluan dia punya employees. Dia cuba nak fulfill apa yang followers dia nak, apa yang pekerja dia nak. So dia cuba nak fulfillkan. Okay, so Tun Dr. Mahathir has been fighting or had been fighting for Malays' needs. Okay, he fought for Malays' rights. So he was very sensitive to Malays' needs. So even masa dia jadi the fourth prime minister, apa yang diperjuangkan adalah hak Melayu. So Melayu adalah followers lah. So he was very sensitive to the rights of the Malays. Charismatic leader is also a person who display unconventional behavior. Unconventional behavior, conventional ni macam old fashion, unconventional is the opposite one. Okay, so he is a person who is up to date, not behaving according to what nak kata apa, mengikut age dia, no. Okay, so you just look at Tun Dr. Mahathir. I couldn't think of any other leader, but Tun Dr. Mahathir is actually the best example of a charismatic leader. He has charisma. He has aura to attract people and to influence people. And he displays unconventional behavior. Unconventional ni maksudnya dia ni walaupun tua, okay, he was born in 1920s ataupun before that, his behavior does not seem or did not seem as he is an old person. Okay, always up to date. So that is unconventional behavior. And the last characteristic is perceived as change agent. So charismatic leader ni selalunya dianggap sebagai agent perubahan. Agent perubahan or change agent here means a person who makes change to a situation, transform the old situation to a new situation. Okay, maybe you don't realize because you were not born yet what Tun Dr. Mahathir has done to Malaysia. Okay, long time ago Malaysia was not known by the world, but now Malaysia is very famous and every country know where is Malaysia and what is Malaysia and who is Malaysia. Okay, so he changed one country from the old situation to a new situation. So you just see internally in Malaysia, we can see what happened to Langkawi. Langkawi dulu not attractive, but now he has transformed Langkawi to be or to become the most famous tourism attraction. Okay, tourist attraction location. So that is called as he is a change agent. Okay, so these are the characteristics of a charismatic leader. Okay, now let's go to the transformational leaders. Let's see what is meant by this transformational leader. They are the ones who have visions, which we call as visionary. They are inspiring, daring, risk takers, and thoughtful thinkers. They inspire followers to transcend their own self-interest for the good of the organization. Okay, Transformational leaders here are the leaders who give priority to the organization rather than their own self-interest. Okay, transcend here means to go beyond. Or to put aside their own self-interest for the good of the organisation. Maksudnya dia lebih pentingkan organisation tu, organizational goal rather than goal dia yang sendiri or self-interest. Okay, so whatever the transformation leader is doing, the aim is to achieve the organizational goal. It is for the good of the organisation. So maksudnya dia ni adalah leader yang bagus. Apa saja yang dia buat untuk kepentingan organisation. Okay, transformational leaders also are capable of having a profound and extraordinary effect on their followers. So transformation leaders ni ada special effects on their followers. Whatever they do, whatever their action is, their followers will imitate. Followers here means the employees lah. Okay, the employees will make the transformational leaders as their role model. So they are trying to imitate what the leader is doing, and this leader is said to have an extraordinary effect lah, or impact. Okay, they are able to motivate and they are able to make the employees listen to them in their natural way. Okay, so transformation leaders are also called as the leaders who always make major changes to the organization. So to make changes, they have certain qualities, or which we call as the characteristics of transformational leaders. So these characteristics is for you to cover in your blended learning. And the last one is transactional leadership, that falls under contemporary theories of leadership. Transactional leaders are the people who are motivating and directing employees or followers primarily through appealing to their own self-interest, meaning that whatever they do, the instructions they give to their employees or their followers, that is to fulfill their own goal, their own self-interest. Okay, whatever they do, it has nothing to do with the organization's goal. What we can say that is that they are a bit selfish lah, these transactional leaders. They motivate their employees or their followers through rewards and punishment. So in order to make employees work or obey to their instruction, they will offer the reward, otherwise they will impose punishment. Okay, so if employees do not want to obey to the instruction, so they will punish lah, such as cut their salary, withdraw the bonus given, rewards given, and so on. Okay, that is the way they ask the employees to follow the instruction. Okay, so followers' goal is to obey instructions. So followers here means the employees. So what the employees should do is, or must do, is only to follow the instruction given by the transactional leaders. So this kind of leadership approach, we call it as a telling style. So comparing transformational and transactional leaders, there are so many transactional leaders out there. Okay, it is so hard to find transformational leaders, the people who are doing almost everything for the good of the organisation. So sangat susah nak jumpa lah. Okay, so transactional leaders ni sangat banyak. Normally they instruct employees based on the position. So they have the position as a manager that can make employees listen to them. So transactional leaders also have their own way of motivating and directing employees, which we also call as their characteristics. So you can read the textbook and answer the blended learning question for that part.